Hello, here's Kramer's Corner with daily technical update on the forex markets, yields, and cryptocurrencies. And as usual, we start with euro dollar. That isn't really doing much. I haven't done much for about a week or so, just trading sideways here above the support at 116.65. It is still in a bullish trend. The positive sentiment is still there, testing the 50 threshold here, the 50 middle line here. If it takes out that level and pushes below 50, we could see a break of this support. And if we do that, well, then we are likely for a sell-off lower, and then we can add a Fibonacci to this option. We can already do it now, so we have it in place. Well, the 61.8 retracement at 116.35 is in play, but also down to around the lower part of the cloud there at 786 retracement at 115.75 could come in play. So let's see about that. If it spikes above, take out the spike from yesterday actually, which is around 117.55, then our trend is back in session and could test the 118.25, 118.50 resistance up here. Sterling dollar yesterday tested the resistance 135.75, but was rejected. Still in a bullish trend, and as long as it stays above 135.25 here, then it remains in the bullish trend, but it is basically sideways range trading, and that's the range you need to look out for a break of. The positive sentiment is indicating that it could break to the upper side, but it is also a little bit under pressure at the moment. We also have the 55 moving average sliding lower here, trying to push drag it lower. Euro sterling, that yesterday bounced from minor support at 86.35, is also trading here. It's below the cloud, it's trading below the cloud. RSI though is still above 40 threshold and bouncing off there, so that will be key here the next few days. Will it break below, and will euro sterling take out the lows there from yesterday at 86.35? If it does, well, then you can expect a push down to around 86. Dollar yen is slowly sliding back after hitting the 786 retracement here of this retracement of this sell-off there. In this, it used to look like a triangle-like pattern, but it wasn't really. So now what is it? Well, we have lower peaks there. This is lower than this one. This one is basically as high as this one. So it is a little bit frustrating, and now it's hugging this falling trend line here. So that trend line I could just as well delete, but I want to keep it for a while. So now it's set back, and now it's back to 38.2 retracement of this little push up there. So we are in nitty bitty greedy here, really, when it comes to dollar yen without a clear direction. Yes, we still have positive sentiment on the RSI, but it is in the middle range here, around 50, below the 60 at the moment, and it is kind of can't decide what it wants to do really. So we could slide back lower, possibly down to the 61.8 retracement, 158.45, maybe down to 158 down here, where we then have the 55 moving average coming up, and then we could have a bounce. But if it takes out the peak there at 159.85, which was at twice, well, then expect a higher level on dollar yen. Euro yen, well, sliding back also, again testing the support there at 186.20. Could very well break it and push lower, maybe even lower to the 185.25, 184.75, and the support there before bouncing again, if it will bounce, because we do have some positive sentiment on the RSI here, but there is a slight divergence, nothing to speak of, so we could still push higher. Let's see what will happen here during the day. Will it find bids again, or will it push lower? But it does look like it will slide back, and maybe it's a euro reaction really. The Aussie yen actually crawled higher, so two of the pairs that we are following did crawl higher yesterday, pushing higher towards 115, just below it today, 115.17. 70 area, still above this trend line that I kept after this long uptrend here. And I think we will see it crawling higher here in the coming days. However, there is a divergence on the RSI, been going on for quite some time. So let's see about that. But as long as it stays above 112.90, the uptrend is intact. Sterling yen also posted a little bit higher yesterday, sitting back today, but it made a higher high. But as you can see here, the RSI actually did slide lower. So we do have exhaustion indication on the RSI, indicating top and reversal, or at least exhaustion on the uptrend. Let's see if it can follow through. But it is still in a bullish trend as long as it stays above 213.90. If it closes below back then, well, then we are in for a correction lower. So, and then we can add a Fibonacci to this uptrend there. Aussie dollar also made maybe a little bit higher. Let's have a look at it. Just a closer look. No, it didn't. We did test that level there. But it's still in a bullish trend. However, it is also stretched with the RSI. We can see it declining there. But as long as you stay above 71, it is still intact and can push higher. And also, given the fact we had this push here yesterday, I think we will see it crawling higher here in the next few days towards 72.5 and 73. And if we are really into it, and sometimes when you see these small corrections here, you can actually add Fibonacci projection to it, just to have an idea where it will push to. We have the 138.2 projection of this correction here. We can also see that we actually reached a 786 retracement there yesterday. If it takes out that expected push up to 72.65, possibly up to the 73 area. The dollar Canada, well, it turned around, couldn't hold up here above the cloud, so it never closed above. It spiked a little bit into it, got rejected there just below the 55 moving average, and then sellers took control again, testing the 786 retracement of this uptrend there, and could very well push lower. If it takes out the lows from yesterday, then we could see it down to the 135.25, possibly even lower, down to around 135. So that is key to watch here throughout the day. Will it start or will it resume the selling pressure? There's a little bit of bounce here in it's early morning, but we are in a bearish trend, negative sentiment. But as we can also see here on the negative sentiment, let's just add this one there. So we can see it actually rising, indicating a downtrend exhaustion. But again, keep an eye on what's going on there. It's not that it's indicating a bottom and reversal, but it's just indicating exhaustion. But if it takes out the lows from yesterday, then we are in for another sell-off. On the Swiss franc, has bounced now 61.8 retracement of this downwards move here, and could push higher. Still positive sentiment on the RSI, could push up to the 786 retracement there at 92.40. We have still the strong resistance up here at 92.65, where we have the 200 moving average coming down. So we will be locked in here. We have the 55 moving average, so expect to be locked in this range here for quite some time. The dollar Swiss pair also in bouncing mode, currently crawling above the 38.2 retracement there, 78.75, pushed up by the 55, so to speak. 100 coming down, holding it back a little bit, and then we have strong resistance up here around the 200 moving average and the 61.8 retracement there at around 79.40. We could see a push up there and then a setback. That would correspond nicely with a break of the euro dollar to the downside here in the coming days, possibly. So keep an eye on both those two crosses. That could be a key. However, if it suddenly something turns around and it moves back below the cloud and back below 78.15, well, then a downtrend is back in session. The dollar index, a little bit frustrating, can't really make up its mind what it wants to do. There's no clear direction. However, I think we could see it trying to crawl higher here. We have 55 trying to drag it higher. 200 and 100 virtually flat, while the 100 is slightly declining. Negative sentiments are telling us we should push lower on the dollar index, but we could still see a correction taken up, maybe just to below the key strong resistance here at 99. If it takes out the lows from yesterday, where it's back down to just above 98, 98.04, well, then downtrend is back and could push it down to the region around 97.5, 97.25. Excuse me. The US 10-year Treasury yields, resistance 436. If it takes out that, then we are back in a bullish trend that could take it up to around 448, 450. But for now, it's still in a bouncing mode. Still positive sentiment on the RSI, and if the RSI moves back above 60 threshold, then expect that push to be playing out. On the European yields, still in this triangle-like pattern here. More and more narrow trading, just open here a little bit higher, and I think if it breaks above the falling trend line there and followed by taking out a 308, well, then expect a push higher and possibly also a push higher than this 313 313 pushing higher to 320. The UK 10 yesterday closed above the resistance and 61.8 retracement there, just around 495, 494, and is resuming the bullish trend. The RSI back above the 60 threshold, all was in the in positive sentiment all the time anyway, so I think we will see it pushing higher, can push higher. Next is 501 and 510, 512 up here. That is key strong resistance. Japanese 10 pausing a little bit today around the 786 retracement and 247, a little bit above, but we are in a bullish trend and it is likely to crawl higher. 250 is really the key strong resistance and a psychological level that should be observed. On the crypto side, well, let's zoom out a little bit so we can have a little bit of history. There we are. That got rejected there, so that's key resistance there, just below 80,000, sitting back, and I think we could see it sliding back towards 74,000, possibly a little bit lower. Some support here at 73,777. If it takes that out, well, then we could see it testing the lower rising trend line. The Ethereum, more or less the same picture as usual, testing the 2,260 support here. If it takes that out, well, then we could see a setback to around 2,200, 2,140. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and keep charting out there. And please do, I have set up a little survey, a little poll, which broker you're using. I'm just curious to see where my followers or my viewers, what they are doing. And also follow me on Substack, Kramer's Corner on Substack. Much more exclusive content will be published there on other markets, on the equity market and the commodities market. Talk to you again tomorrow.